Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Martine Brisson. And today I want to talk about distress because that's a question that I've been asked. And usually, anyway, my view of it, my 2 cents on it is that usually it might be a resistance to what is. And that brings lots of stress, lots of tension in our life, and we feel it in our body. And usually, maybe the difference between stress and distress is that maybe distress is a prolonged stress, or just that is one stress, one after the other that might cause distress. But usually, it's really there's lots of resistance to what life brings us, and unfortunately, life is kind of a contact sport. So we look at our life, we think that the exterior circumstances of our life have to be a certain way for us to be happy or to feel at peace. And of course, it doesn't quite work this way. There's things that we cannot control. We cannot control other people's behavior. We cannot control what other people do. We cannot control whatever else. Whatever happens outside of ourselves. And then we get caught up in fearful thinking or angry thinking. But all this tension and angry thinking or fearful thinking won't do anything about changing the situation, right? Our energy, this kind of fearful energy, stressful energy, angry energy, just add to the chaos that is going, because we all won in a sense. So we just contribute energetically to what's going on in the world. But when we quiet down and we just surrender to what is, we just let those feelings go through us, because it's normal to feel angry sometimes, or fearful sometimes, or anxious sometimes. Like I said, life kind of a contact sport. But when as we surrender and we let the feeling go through us, then there is a wisdom that comes up. There's a wisdom that let us know what to do. And that could be different things for different people. For some people, might be to write letter to the member of parliament, or for some other people, is to start a new advocacy group. For other people, it's just maybe spend time in their garden and be at peace. There's not right or wrong, because even gardening, because the fact that you're at peace, that peace has an impact. Like I said, we all won energetically. Now, it does have a contribution as well to the chaos that is going outside. It helps to quiet down. You probably see it now. Just have one calm person in a room where everybody's freaking out, calms the situation. But whatever occurs to you at that particular moment, but from that quiet state, from the surrender state, okay, the situation, it is as it is, let the feeling go through, and then you'll know what needs to be birthed through you. Like I said, it could be anything, but it will be from that quiet space and not from that fearful space. And one thing that's, when we take a decision from that brrr, it's not going to be a good decision. No, because when we're speed up, part of our brain shuts off. And we won't make good decision from that state. You probably yourself have example of that in your life, that you made a decision when you're very angry or very fearful, and that was not the right thing to do. So, and like we know, animals, when they're stressful, when they're in distress, what do? They stop. They quiet down. Us human being, we do totally the opposite. No, our mind goes 100 miles of an hour, and we just and just think ourselves into a frenzy. But from that state, we cannot make good decisions. From that state, nothing good will come. You just add more to the tension. So when we take the time to slow down and just let go of the thinking, and just let yourself feel it. And you know, your body is a barometer. Your body is telling you where you're at. When you feel tension in your jaw, when you feel tension in your muscles, when maybe sometimes the tightness in your belly, your body is telling you that you're speeding up in your mind. And it's time to quiet down, because in that state, you cannot rely on your thinking. So you just quiet down and just let it go. Because circumstances only have power over us if we let the circumstances have power over us. That's it. That's all. And some people will say, well, you don't know my circumstances. You don't know what's going on in my life. True, I don't know what's going on in your life, but I've seen enough people, and you probably heard their stories or even know someone who are in dire strait. And by quiet down and surrendering, something came to mind and they knew exactly what to do. And that saved their life or changed their circumstances that came from that. We all know that. You may have happened to you, or with a friend of yours, or seen those things on social media. So yes, I don't know your circumstances, but I do know by letting those feelings go through you and by quiet down, you'll know exactly what you do. When we slow down, get quiet, you know what to do. Why? Because we all have innate resilience. We all have innate wisdom. It's built in. But when we're speeding up in our mind, we cannot listen to that wisdom. It's impossible to listen to it because it speaks quietly. But as you slow down, get quiet. Just let the thinking pass through you. I know sometimes it might seem a bit difficult because all this tension and all this thinking, the spatial effect on our mind makes it look so real. But as we slow down, quiet down, something good will come up. Something you'll know exactly what to do. It will be the right thing for you at that very moment. Because no situation is irreversible. So when you find yourself speeding up in your mind, feeling the tension in your body, that's a clue. Oh, time to quiet down. Let those feelings go through and see what shows up. So I hope that helps. And I'll probably see you next time. And once again, if there's something that you want me to speak about, just drop me a line and I'll try to answer the question from the best of my ability. Have a good weekend, everyone.